Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most must-see show on YouTube, The Minnesota Joe Show, with a review for SummerSlam. It's the GOAT champion, Minnesota Joe here, and time to talk about SummerSlam, which was a pretty good show. Overall, a lot of problems, but we'll discuss when we get there. Wearing my NWO hat and my Cactus Jack shirt today for this review. What a show. I wish I could have gotten it done last night, the recording. But, I was in the triple threat match and I was falling asleep. And I'm like, I should just stop and get to, watch this, tomorrow or something. Because I want to get the show correctly. Sorry, draining the mic there. But, we got a lot to talk about right now. A lot of matches to go through. So let's start. I didn't watch the pre-show. Zelina Vega won in a terrible way. I saw that, ending, how she couldn't get her feet on the ropes. That sucked. Cedric won again, which was obvious. And the B team won, which was also obvious. Because it was a pre-show. I don't give a shit about the pre-show. Here's the matches that mattered. To start out the night, match 1, Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre. We got this match after a really weird video package with Terry Crews. It starts off with lots of holds, trading off with Seth and Dolph. Seth gets up to the ropes. Drew McIntyre looks like he's about to do something, but Dean Ambrose just gets right up in his face, establishing early that they're, fighting. And the corner guys are just keep on getting involved throughout the first part of the match. There's lots of rest holds and stuff, and I was like, God, this kind of isn't as good as their regular matches. It's not as fast-paced. Ziggler's in control. Rollins just keeps trying to get control, but he just keeps getting cut off. And, gets his knee worked on a little bit. But then, when Seth finally starts to make his comeback, he goes for a suplex, but his knee gives out, so they both go tumbling over the top rope. Since Rollins is getting his momentum back, he hits a blockbuster for a near fall, suicide dive, ripcord knee for a near fall. Seth has an electric chair going for that, but then Dolph reverses it into a sleeper. And Seth, a little bit on later, Seth takes a DDT right into the apron. And Dolph has just getting mad that Seth keeps getting back up. And Zigzag gets reversed into a super kick. And Seth goes for the frog splash, and that gets countered with the double knees and a roll up for a near fall. There's a famous reversed, kind of really awkward. It was a little botchy. I think Seth was trying to reverse into a buckle bomb, but it kind of didn't go that way, and he landed on the top rope. But they made it work. They basically worked something else, and they made a better spot out of it. It was a reverse, they did a reverse version of Seth's Falcon Arrow superplex stuff, where he does the reverse superplex, and then he does kind of a lifts him up and bam, right back to the ground. That was a really nice move. This is an awesome match so far, just really good. Drew throws Dean into the steps for Dolph to get a zigzag for a near fall. Seth gets busted open at one point in the match, and then there's a point where Dolph's on the ground. Seth just deadlifts the guy up and does the buckle bomb. Drew is trying to get involved, but Dean hits him with the dirty deeds. And then Seth hits a super kick and a stomp for the win. It was an amazing, amazing match. I gave it a 8.5 out of 10. This match could have probably been on NXT TakeOver, and it would have been worth it. I really liked this match a lot. This is a really good match. Bella's interview. They're not focused on the in-ring stuff. Plug-in Evolution, blah, blah, blah. They'll be front row for the title match because Nikki's interested. Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez were talking about this on Wrestling Observer Radio. Apparently what's going to happen what the plan is for Evolution is that we might get Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, which I know that's exactly who you think about when you think about women's evolution. Who started it? Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey. Two biggest names of the women's evolution. Oh, god damn it. That match is probably going to suck. They just get booed like crazy. New York does not like the Bella Twins. Especially after the whole drama of Nikki and John and all that stuff. I mean, John's like a East Coast guy. I mean, come on, man. They stick by their boys. They don't want no ladies just gonna keep going this on again, off again stuff. And the new season of Total Divas, in a commercial that shows it later, she apparently gets a new guy, which is like, what the fuck? Kidding me, Nikki Bella? John was one of the best things that ever happened to you, and you just stab him in the back like this. Shame on you. I'm going to start doing a review for Total Bellas and Total Divas and Mrs. God damn it. Those shows get me hooked. Son of a bitch. Match 2, New Day versus Bludgeon Brothers. Harper and Rowan have these weird-ass antlers on their head. I'm like, okay. Bludgeon Brothers, they take control early. They're squashing the New Day, just taking out both guys. It's one thing I was saying is that it's really scary how athletic these guys are. I have to say, like, they destroy Big E outside and like all this stuff, and yeah, like I think I mentioned before, not to brag, like okay, to brag a little bit, is that like Eric Rowan, he was at my gym a lot, like during like before he became champion. I'd probably say like now that he's become champion, he's probably got a lot busier schedule, so he doesn't show up there much anymore. But this guy, like, say what you will about Eric Rowan, about him in the ring, this guy, like, he's scary to me because he can bench a lot. Like, he can lift a lot of weights. He's arm curling 60-pound weights. He's like benching like 375. I'm like scared, man. And then like you see him and Harper just moving around this ring, and they're super agile, super fast. I'm like, this is scary. Like, my God. I'm really impressed with these guys and how good, how big and athletic they can be at the same time. So yeah, like, say what you want about their in-ring ability. It's not perfect, but, just their athleticism, despite being such big guys, is pretty impressive. Let's see. There's steel steps get taken into play, and they're going to powerbomb Xavier on it, but he Frankensteins him onto there, which is pretty awesome. Big E gets a hot tag. He belly to bellies both guys to the outside. It's pretty scary when Harper, he gets belly to belly and he almost lands on top of his head, but he just made it, which is okay. That's good. But yeah, Big E is looking scary, just throwing these two guys who are probably like, twice as big as him, just throwing around. Crazy. Okay, maybe not twice as big. He's still Big E's a big guy, but like, they're a lot taller, a lot bigger. But Big E, he's super strong. There's a sit-out slam for a near fall by Harper. Chaos ensues when just all the rules break and everybody just starts attacking each other. There's a cross body by Rowan, but like, wasn't like beautiful, but still pretty cool. Xavier breaks up a crucifix bomb. Wheelbarrow sit-out power bomb for a near fall on Xavier, who wasn't the legal man, as far as I can tell. Maybe I missed the tag, but I don't think I saw him make the tag there. Kofi is backdrop by Rowan, which, ow. Big E hits Rowan on the outside. There's just tons of crazy moves, and Harper rolls to the outside when Xavier wants to hit his elbow drop. So Xavier decides, screw it, I'm just gonna I'm just going to go for it. Jumps off and lands to the outside with that big ass elbow, and I'm like, oh my god, you're going to... Xavier almost died, man. It was pretty scary. Oh, yeah, it's just... That freaked me out. I was like, god damn, Xavier. Killing yourself there, man. But that was pretty cool. There's an up, down, down attempt foiled by the Mallets for the DQ. It was a fun tag match to that bullshit finish. So, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's probably the best match I've seen with the Bludgeon Brothers. Because they did a really good job. Everybody in this match was really good. It's just that finish really deflated it. I'll give it a 7. I'll be nice. I'll give it a 7. Fuck it. It's a 6. All right. That finish really brought it down. It would have been a 7 if it ended better. But like, yeah, you know, I don't like. I kind of get that you want to protect everybody, but it's like you kind of. I don't think Harper and Rowan are guys who I see as like, oh, I need to cheat in a chicken shit heel coward way to win. You guys don't come off as that to me. Match 3 is Braun versus Kevin Owens. KO looks super scared when he's coming out. And yeah, so far, all I've been saying like about this match has probably been up to the halfway point of how much this match lasted. This was a total squash match. Braun squashes him in the corner. Kevin rolls out. He gets tackled to death. Kevin hits Braun with a super kick and does nothing. Braun chokeslams Kevin right on the metal plate. Oh god, that looks so bad. Kevin is just in so much pain, and then power slammed. By squash match standards, 10 out of 10 squash. Amazing. But match standards, I say a 1. Because there's nothing going on in this match. Nothing. It's just really squashy. But I mean, you know, it's a long pay-per-view. We don't need a ton of like 30-minute matches. I couldn't handle that. But yeah, I just feel bad for Kevin Owens. But I really feel bad for Kevin in this situation. He just really got his ass kicked. I'm like, man, poor Kevin Owens. It's just kind of scary to see that. Because, like, you know, he's not a young guy anymore. I mean, probably taking lots of damage in his time in Ring of Honor and NXT and all this stuff. And he comes on the main roster and he's just getting destroyed. Ugh, not fun to watch. Next is the worst match of the night. Becky versus Charlotte versus Carmella. Carmella brags, gets teamed up a bit, but she keeps fighting back. And Carmella really is throwing these girls around like crazy, which shouldn't be happening. Worst idea for a match. And she's convincing these girls that they're attacking each other, so there's dissension and blah blah blah. There's just like lots of one-upsmanship by Becky and Charlotte. Carmella throws women around outside. She just keeps having control. Carmella really is dominating the match a lot. Becky and Charlotte are trying their hardest to work, but it's hard. This match isn't exciting. Carmella just really takes down the match. Spear for a near fall. Boston Crab leading to a figure four broken up by Becky. Carmella, this scared me. God bless her. Thank God she's okay. She went for a suicide dive on Becky, and she went right through her. Like, Becky didn't even catch her. I was like, Oh God, that's gonna be death. I don't want to watch people die. And then Charlotte goes for like a corkscrew, like moonsault, and nobody catches her except Carmella a little bit. Becky totally isn't there. Nobody's in the right position. 2 huge botches in a row. Like there's a natural selection burst into a disarmor. Carmella keeps making the save. Super kick for a near fall. Disarmor gets rope breaked. Natural selection for the win. This match gets a 4 out of 10 for me. Below average. Like, not the worst match I've ever seen, but man. This just isn't good. Carmella isn't good, and she kind of threw a lot of stuff off for the rest of the girls. I'm glad she lost. The fans boo Charlotte, and Becky attacks her after hugging it out for a bit. She just attacks her. The fans are going nuts and are happy. Fans chant "You deserve it" to Charlotte, and yeah, that's how that segment ends. That was good at the end. I'm happy that they're doing something with them. That's how the Sasha Bailey stuff should have went. But yeah, they're stupid in WWE, so they wouldn't go with that. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Joe starts off mocking AJ's family, saying that Daddy's coming home tonight, and AJ says, "My family is here, but they're here for one reason: to come watch me kick your ass." And starts off like feeling each other out. The fans are chanting TNA. Joe's super cocky. AJ is bringing him to the ground with some headlocks, showing off that wrestling skill. Joe shows off that power with a shoulder block. Styles is working Joe's leg, and trying to get that set him for a calf crusher later. Tom Phillips refers to the leg as the calf bone, where he's kicking him, which there is no such thing as a calf bone. Stupid fucking announcers. Let's see. Yeah, there's a. Yeah, see, Joe responds, starts kicking his leg. Strike Fest breaks out. Joe baits Styles to the outside. He makes it seem like he's woozy, but he does that to kick his legs out from under him and have AJ slam on the apron. And then Joe hits a suicide dive onto AJ. They fight some more. Forearmed by AJ outside. There's a suicide dive that's reversed. Reverse DDT for a near fall by AJ. Samoa Joe gets to the second rope, and he does like a diving leg drop, which looks pretty cool for a near fall. Senton for a near fall. Yoshi-Groshi on Joe that AJ sells like that. It really hurt his leg, which was good selling. There's a really cool ass power slam by Joe for a near fall. The Styles Clash for the near fall was really cool. I mean, Joe almost hit his head on the ground because Joe's a really good guy, but hey, I thought that was awesome. And looks like the recording for the microphone stopped, but screw it, let's keep going with the camera. Let's see, they're trading strikes. Calf Crusher reversed into the Coquina Clutch after Joe took Brock's strategy and slammed AJ's head on the ground. Let's see, but then there's a rope break. But Muscle Buster attempt is reversed. Joe kicks AJ to the floor while AJ's on the top, which looked brutal. He throws him into the steps while AJ's bleeding. And Joe gets up on the announce table, grabs a microphone, and he says to Wendy and I think it's Alice, or is his daughter. He says, "Hey, I know I promised your daddy's coming home tonight, but he's not coming home tonight. I get it, but don't worry, I'll be your new daddy." And AJ Styles, you look at his face, he's all busted open. He's bleeding. He's furious. They cut over to him. He's seething with rage. He jumps at Joe, knocks him through the barricade, destroys him, starts punching a bunch of the people in the timekeeper area, grabs a steel chair, starts wailing on Joe, wailing on him, DQ finish. AJ's just destroying him. The fans are chanting, "Who's your daddy?" which is pretty funny. AJ's wife is like pleading for him to stop and is disappointed in him. And his daughter looks scared of him. And AJ looks like he regrets what he did. This match was fucking awesome. It gets a 9 out of 10 for me. This was match of the night. Alright, this was the match of the night. My God. Like, I loved every second of it. It was amazing. Even the ending, I know there's a lot of people I've heard who didn't like it, and I can see your point. Like, it does suck that we got a bullshit finish. But it doesn't make me that bad because it's going to set up great matches for one. We're going to get more matches with them, which I mean, you could do if Joe just won, but, you know. Two, it adds a whole new depth to AJ Styles' character that you fuck with his family, he gets violent. And with Hell in a Cell coming up, if you can build a feud like this, where you just got two guys who want to destroy each other, it's going to be fantastic. Next, Elias concert. He says he wrote the greatest album of all time. He dedicates the song to the disgusting New Yorkers. And, you know, goes on this spiel for like 5 minutes. And he's like about to play his song. And his guitar just snaps in half. Oh my God, that was so dumb. But I laughed at Elias's face. He sat there with a blank expression for a good 45 seconds. Nothing. He said nothing. Stands up. Looks around. Turns around. Looks at the stool. Kicks that thing over. Throws his guitar and runs off. The fans are chanting, "You deserve it," and "You fucked up." Just funny stuff like that. Elias is so mad. So yeah, you know what? That was awesome. I was like, oh great, we're gonna get this big stupid concert, but actually it was probably one of the funniest things. Miz runs into the B team, and B team basically says, yeah, you know, like, well, actually, the Miz is like, yeah, you know, if Daniel Bryan only listened to my advice like you guys did, he'd be successful right now. And they're like, yeah, we actually support Daniel Bryan. You suck, Miz. And so, Miz gets roasted. Next is Miz versus Daniel Bryan. Miz looking amazing in a super white suit. Daniel Bryan is ready to punch Miz in the face, and that's kind of the whole story for a while in the match. Miz, he keeps getting control, you know, in the match. He has a lot of control. Just won't let Daniel Bryan, you know, punch him. And Miz is just kicking his ass, taking his moves, mocking him, doing the yes chants and all that. But then suddenly, Daniel Bryan, he hulks up. He hulks up for a good second and punches Miz right in the face. And that starts his frickin' comeback. Daniel Bryan just starts destroying him, starts doing all the moves Miz took from him, even better. Daniel like hits a lot of cool moves, like top rope hurricane rana for a near fall. He dives to the outside on the Miz, like, which was in a really impressive way. Miz gets caught in a tree of woe, takes the X kicks, and then a sliding drop kick. There's a back suplex off the top. Miz hits his DDT for a near fall. Miz hits the it kicks, but Daniel takes those kicks, jams, and runs into it like, come on. And yeah, it's just great. And then he kicks Miz's ass like crazy. Skull crushing finale for a near fall. They go on the apron. Daniel's kicking the Miz, but he kicks the post. And then the Miz gets the figure 4 in. And in just a great sequence, really good sequence. Daniel's sitting there in so much pain. Miz is like almost about to get rolled over, but he rolls back. Daniel Bryan sits up. The Miz sits up, and they just start punching each other right in the face. Just keep on punching. Strike fest until Daniel Bryan can weaken the Miz enough to flip and reverse the pressure, with Miz nearly getting the rope. He just gets it. There's some physical mat wrestling by Daniel Bryan, like really physical mat wrestling, just starts ground and pounding. Just really great. There's a yes lock, and the Miz is struggling and struggling. It just barely makes it to the rope. And he rolls out, goes over to his wife. His wife is holding him like, oh God, you okay? And then Daniel Bryan tries to, attack him. He says, get out, leave. And then Daniel Bryan, he goes for the suicide dive, but what happened was Maurice put a brass knuckles on his hand and punches the Miz right in the face. I mean, he punches Daniel Bryan right in the face with these brass knuckles and wins. Fucking great. This is a great match. I give it an 8 out of 10. Really, really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. And I hope that... sorry. I'll release to some good stuff. Corbin versus Balor. Corbin comes out and says, "Come on, baby Balor." The whole arena goes black. It's like for a good 30 seconds, it's just black. To hear, and the fans just go apeshit because they know it's coming. You hear the burn, and out comes Demon Balor. Baron is freaking out. He's scared. Balor destroys Corbin in quick fashion. Hits all of his greatest hits, and hits a coup de grace to the back of his head. And fans are chanting, "This is awesome!" And then he hits the coup de grace for the win. It was a great surprise for fans, but not much of a match. I'd probably give it a 1 as a match because it was one-sided. But you know what? It was great. I liked it. Daniel Bryan backstage. Bree comforts him. Daniel says he needed to win, and he's really down on himself. But Bree gives him a motivational speech saying, "Don't give up." And Daniel says, "Thank you, babe. I love you. I just need to be alone for a while." Next is Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's super cocky. Jeff is doing delete chants. They're mocking each other. When Jeff mocks Nakamura, Nakamura's face was great. He looked so mad. Nakamura takes control. Jeff gets control back when he hits a weird looking sling blade, I think. I don't know what it was. Whispering a win for a near fall. One thing I really noticed about this match was that Jeff Hardy wasn't in great shape. He was really looking sore throughout the match. He moved a lot slower. He just looked like a guy in a lot of pain. Nakamura goes for a low blow, misses the low blow. There's Twist of Fate, Senton Bomb, but there's a rope break. Another Twist of Fate. Nakamura goes to the apron. Jeff goes for a Swanton onto Nakamura, who's on the apron, but Nakamura gets out of the way, leading Jeff to crash on the apron, which made my back sore just watching it. And Nakamura beats it on Jeff until he gets the Kinshasa to win. It was a good match. Not a lot of heat from the fans, and it's really sad to watch Jeff Hardy, so I gave it a 6. And then Orton comes out and then leaves. That was all he did. He just came out, looked at Jeff, acted like he was going to beat him up, and then left. I'm confused. Match 9 is Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Natalya comes out, to watch the match, and she's wearing her father's jacket. Really sweet moment, I'd say. I actually really liked that. That was really nice. Ronda comes out after Alexa, and she has just the biggest, kill face ever. This is what I want Ronda to always come out as, just kill face Ronda. No high fives, no nothing. She's out there to kill somebody.
Alexa keeps trying to take the coward's way out, but Ronda won't let her, to the point where Alexa keeps getting out. Ronda says, "Here, I'm going to turn my back to you and I'll sit down and close my eyes. You do whatever you want." So Alexa goes in and tries to do her chokehold. Ronda Rousey's like, "That's a big mistake." Hits her kind of like a Samoan drop with a twist. Alexa rolls out. Ronda chases her. Alexa keeps trying to attack Ronda, but Ronda just won't sell anything. They get down on the ground. Ronda starts manipulating Alexa's hand. They use it. They take advantage of Alexa's double jointedness, which was gross, and then Ronda hits the armbar for the win. Natty comes in, and the Bellas come in to celebrate with the ladies. I'd say it was a fun match. It was really fun. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Like a good 6 out of 10. It was fun. It was above average. I think Ronda was good. Alexa did her part in looking like a geek. And it's good to see some variation. And now, see how this goes. Nikki Bella comes in, celebrates with her, and the boos are raining down like crazy. It was amazing. Main event time with Lesnar versus Roman. Fans boo the big dog. Fans boo the beast. Brock is really slim. He actually looks like he can move, which I'm like, you know what? That's good for you, Brock. Good, because Brock was at a really scary weight, and I think it's good they moved down. But yeah, Jonathan Coachman says Brock is walking around at 290. I'm like, okay, look, I bet Brock's probably at like 270, but there's no way he's at that 290, 300 pound range. Come on. That's what he was at before he slimmed down. He really slimmed down now. Paul gives a great intro where he keeps repeating the word defending. Until you're wrong. And he says he's ready to kick ass. And whoever wins tonight, he's cashing in immediately after. Bell rings. Reigns hits a bunch of Superman punches. Lots of spears. Go on the third spear. Brock gets a guillotine, but Roman hits a spine buster out of that. There's another guillotine, and Roman gets out of it again. Lesnar takes his gloves off. Fans are booing both guys. They're doing "Let's go Roman, Roman sucks" chants, stuff like that. There's Germans. Brock stares Braun down. Fans chant "You both suck." Roman goes for the spear on Brock, but he moves out of the way, and Roman suicide dives onto Braun. F5 to Braun. Brock just picks up the briefcase, starts beating him with it, chucks it right to the stage, grabs a chair, beats on him, tries to go inside with the chair, and gets speared and loses. It was overbooked awesomeness. I gave it a 7 out of 10. The fans are happy Brock lost, but they were especially happy that Strowman is going to cash in, and then they cut away. It was actually smart that WWE did this, because now they got the fans cheering because they were expecting Strowman. They weren't expecting Reigns. They were like, oh, okay, so after Reigns wins, we're going to get Strowman. But that's not the case, because they baited and switched you, made you think, oh, Strowman's going to cash in. Doesn't cash in. Genius move, WWE. Genius move. Really, really genius. Loved it. Okay, maybe I don't love it, but, whatever, man. They cut away right before all the booing started, because I guess from people in the building, it got pretty crazy. So yeah, show is a 7 out of 10 for me. A lot of stuff I enjoyed. There's stuff I didn't like, but you know what? Overall, I left this show and I'm kind of happy. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I do like kind of a longer spiel and stuff, but you know, it's midnight and I'm tired, and I gotta edit this. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably watch Raw tomorrow, and then I'll do a review that night. Let's just see what happens. So, goodbye, guys.